everyone, so today we're going to try out Diamond Press's new alpha die set called, it's a stamp and die set actually, called Merry Monogram. Something they brought to HSN for the July craft day. It is now available there, so they did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links, so thanks for using those if you like. Yeah, let's check this out. Now when I read stamp, I'm like, oh, that's right. It has a beautiful stamp set so that your Merry Monogram has a very nice feel to it. But, I mean, you can use the letters pretty much just as they are if you want just a solid color letter. Obviously the whole alpha, A through Z there. And let me give you a quick measurement, then we'll see about some of the details here. So like on the X, I'm just measuring metal to metal. It's 1.5 inches, so it's probably shy of 1.5 because, you know, the metal has a little lip. And the widths are going to vary depending on the letters, right? So, you know, your I at the widest is like 1 1/8. You know, your H is like 1 3/8. So the height is what we were looking at, really. So we have a stamp set here. Let's just check it out. So they're showing you, you know, you can have your die cut, your stamp, and then you have a letter that has that beautiful stamp detail on there. Generally I stamp first and then die cut, but if you want to die cut first and then stamp, you know, you can just put on your stamp positioner and make sure you're in the right spot. And if you are stamping first and then die cutting, you want to make sure you're cutting it right in the right spot. I would just make an aperture like I've done many times in the past and showing you guys that, so maybe we'll talk about that in a little bit, because my plan is to maybe make a shaker, so it's going to be what's left behind after you cut out the letters, I think, is what we're going to do today. So really gorgeous. You can see that detail. Just a really traditional, gorgeous look. And then here are the stamps, and it does come with the cutting folder for the marquee, but of course you can run these through any machine that you have that cuts thin metal dies, so they're generally interchangeable. And I'll just put this on. Ooh, oh, you know, the colors are so light on here on the carrier. There you go. So there you go. Just really gorgeous acrylic stamp set to work with. And what I'm going to do, put some of these things to the side, is I'm going to grab some papers from the new Happiest Holidays paper pack. I'm going to grab some contrasting paper so that we can see what my plan is, hopefully here, is to put the word like joy, or, you know, whatever sentiment you would like on my card, and then finish it off with some of the stamps from the Inside Outside stamp set. So we can imagine if our card said like joy, just something simple like that, and then maybe the sending you or wishing you from the stamp set that I showed you guys when I showed you all the different essentials that Diamond Press brought, and just shaker it. So something pretty easy for today. So let me grab some, you know, card base, some papers, and we'll get started there. So let's go ahead and make a card base. The other day I made a card that is called a 4-bar, or basically like a small note card. So I have this piece of paper that's actually already 5 inches wide, and I thought, oh, that'd be great. So we need it to be 5 inches wide by 7, so it can be 3.5 by 5. This paper is, you know, 8.5 inches. So instead of bringing out my extension arm, I'm just going to cut 1.5 inches off of here. So that should leave us a card base that is 3.5 by 5 once we score it. So put that over there, and let me just score that right quick. So we're just gonna make a small card. I am really into that look. It's really cute. So on the 7-inch side, we're gonna score it 3.5, and I just give it a couple scores. It's a sweet size card. And that is going to hold that snugly as far as my word and my lettering. So you can see, if you can imagine this was on here, right, something like that. Cute. And then I want a white piece of paper to actually do the joy on, because I think it contrasts really well with like a festive paper underneath. I'm just trying to think if I want to make it a little bit smaller. So yeah, so that's 3.5 by 5. I'm going to make a little base that, or topper, that is 3 3/8 by 4 7/8. If you don't like eighths, you can do 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So that's going to be the card topper that my lettering is going to be cut into. I can see that I can take a little bit off. And then I need some paper to pop really nicely through that aperture that we're going to create there. So I'm just going to look at the Happiest Holidays, and I'm going to choose something that will really, I love those ornaments, that really will pop through there. Oh, that's so pretty, the candy canes. Maybe the red. Oh, that blue. I was going to go with the red. Cute. The candy stripe. Maybe this. Let me choose one that I think most contrasts, because what you're going to notice right behind your lettering, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to go with this one, just the really red with a little bit of white showing through, and that's nice. And again, the same size as basically my card topper, a little bit smaller, because what happens is I don't want to have to deal with, like, oh, it might be peeking out a little bit, this red behind the card topper that I just made. So a little bit shy of 3 3/8, like a little bigger than that, and then a little bit smaller than the 4 7/8. Okay. And we're going to do some stamping. We'll do that in just a little bit here. I'm going to grab a T-square just to have an idea if this is straight. So what I'm going to do is put that like in the corner. That, okay. Maybe a little tape just to help me hold that down for right now. And, you know, where are we going to put this? So the Sending You, I think I'm going to stamp it. I could stamp it and then die cut it and then have another piece, but I think I'm just going to stamp it here simply. So that looks really good already. And I probably should have paid attention. Actually, we can go this way. Let's see, we have 1 2 3. Again, just a little bit over. And I'm totally eyeballing what you would consider center. I'm leaning this here, and that looks pretty good, in my opinion. I'm just kind of butting up the metal of my letters here. That looks really great. Let me grab a little something. I put this right in front of me. I just wanted to make sure I had it. And I guess I could just tape the whole thing. I was just thinking, should I do a little bit at a time? Be very careful. You don't want them to shift as you do this. There we go. I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so let's check out what we have here. We want to keep the O center because we're going to need that. And you know, you have your O and your Y. So let's pretend, like I had mentioned before, like if you're going to stamp first and then just make yourself an aperture, and let's pretend this is a scrap piece of paper. Oh, I got a little bit of a tear there, not great, but what I'll do is cover that up with something. What you would do is put, let's say, I don't know, let's say we had our J here, and I would just get a scrap piece of paper and I would run it through, but I would hinge it like this, right? Let's pretend that's not there. We just have a J on a scrap piece of paper. Run it through, and then when it comes out, you have your scrap letter, but you're going to look through it like this. Do not remove that, and then look through your stamp to your stamped image, and you can see exactly where you're going to cut it. You're going to push that right back down, you know, over that. Make sure it's in the same groove. Maybe put a little extra tape if you need it to tape it to like the paper that has the stamping on it, and run it through again, and then your letter will cut out really nicely and exactly where you wanted it. Okay. So let's put this over here. Okay, so I don't need the letters today, but again, like I said, you don't have to stamp your letters. They look like the letters. I mean, that definitely says joy. I can use something else, maybe do some inking, maybe stamp it now. So again, if you're going to stamp it now, what I would do is put it on a stamp positioner. I would double up a little piece of tape like this underneath it, you know, so it stays wherever it is that you're putting it. Let me show you what I mean by that. And just, you know, find a spot wherever. Okay, let's just say here. And then I would grab the J from the stamp set. And that's if you want to die cut them first, right? And I would just really look and see and make sure it's lined up really nicely. Let's pretend that looks great. Actually, that does look great. And then go ahead and pick it up and stamp it, and your letter is not being impeded by tape on the edge or tape anywhere else. It's underneath, and it's what's holding it, okay? Then you can stamp perfectly. Is what I would do with that. Okay. Let's put these guys over here. Let's put this over here. I do want to stamp on this. Actually, I'll need my stamp positioner. We are keeping that center O. Do not misplace that. I mean, you can leave it like that. Actually, if you put a little top on it to make it look like an ornament, that'd be really cute too. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. There we go. And again, since it's such a simple card, you really want whatever color you're using behind here to really contrast with whatever color you're choosing up here. I mean, I could have gone red and then like a different thing underneath, but you just really want it to pop, and that looks pretty good. I mean, you can see that really well. And right now we're not gluing that down because we're going to make a shaker out of it, but I do want to stamp a little bit. I already went through and found the one that says sending you and then wishing you. And again, this is the inside outside Christmas. So what we're going to do with that is bring this back over here. So when I ran the washi through the die cutting, it did snag my paper a little bit. It pulled on there. That washi is intended for this, for stamping, and so obviously you're not going to put a lot of pressure like a machine does. So if that gives you a little bit of info about that, I would say maybe stick to just using it on here, just in case. So let's say sending you joy. Yep, that looks good. I'm just going to take this piece here, just pop it down there. I was going to make it like a fun festive color, but let's go with black. I mean, that always looks really nice, nice and stark. And we'll play up with some other accent pieces. Sending you. Again, these are acrylic stamps, so just firm, even pressure. You don't have to press too hard. There we go. And that is an ink that I need to wait to dry, so I will be right back. So I just quickly wipe that off with the chamois from the stamp accessory set, and ready to go. Okay. So for this guy, I do need a piece of acetate to back it up, so I'm going to cut a piece of acetate down just shy of the size here. Again, we have 3 3/8 by 4 7/8, so I'll make it a little smaller than that, and I'll be right back. So we have our piece of acetate here. I know it's hard to see, but other than the shininess of it. And then with this guy, I just put glue, of course, all the way to the very edge. A little bit inside there since I did cut the acetate a little bit smaller, and then all around my lettering just because you don't want to see a gap there. And that can pop right on top of this guy. There. And you can wait for that to dry or go ahead and move on and do your shakering. I do have this thicker tape. I usually like a 1/4 inch. This one's probably like 3/8 of an inch. But just frame it out. Let me get, well, let's cut with this one. And just don't leave any gaps. And it depends, honestly, on the stuff that you can put in here. If you're going to put sequins, I mean, if you have a gap that's like that, it's not going to be a big deal. But if you have finer glitters or anything else that's a little bit finer, you're going to want to really make sure to close up the gaps wherever it is that you're starting and stopping, you know. So I'm going to frame this out, and I'll be right back. So I have that all done there. Take the carriers off. And I'm just going to put some gold sequins in there, keep it simple. And again, I don't put a ton because I want it to shake and be noticeable. So I'll just come over here and just add, this card's on the bigger side, so just add a little few more. And I'm going to get this a little bit closer to me, but basically we're going to line this right up over the top. And hopefully, let me take a quick look. Pretty good. I like to give it a turn over really fast and then just push down. And we have this beautiful card base with a little joy. Let's put our little center O. I'm just going to put a little glue here. Not too much, I don't want it to squeeze out all over the place. And again, you don't have to add that O back in. But that was my plan. And now I'm just going to grab some beautiful things to help decorate the outside. So I dipped into the Happy Holidays embellishment kit, and they have this cute little mistletoe, which would actually be perfect on my little boo-boo up there. How cute is that? And I think it can just be like in here. And then I was just kind of looking at some of the other ephemera pieces, and these are really cute. Kind of pop on here and there, or here and there, or however, right? Get a little bit closer. Then we also have the stickers, and these, I'm telling you guys, are so cute. Oh, I was thinking about using this set. Let me pop this out right quick. Since we have kind of a more rustic look with the little mistletoe up there. And again, just kind of audition out some cute things. Let's see. Something like that. With a couple little accents. That'd be nice. Cute. Put them down here, sure, there, and then maybe like a little dot. We have a little gold dots over here that are fun to pop in here and there. Oh, let me get this out. Maybe not. Maybe you know what? Okay, no. Let's do a gold dot. And again, these are on clear carriers, so you can definitely just audition out what you like or what you think that you should add. I think those are cute. Let's put that kind of out there. Just adds a little something here. And let me get some dimensionals on this guy and I'll be right back. The dimensional up here, I need dimensions here but not back here, so what I'm going to do is stick it down so that it kind of comes up as it's heading towards the Y. So that way it gives a little bit of different dimension. It looks really nice. So just like in here, I'll put some glue. Kind of see where we're putting this guy. And then just place that down. So I'm going to hold this down and then hold this so it's up, but it's down towards the little bow area, and I'll be right back. And just to bring some of this up here, this area also needs its own little star and dot. So let's do, I'll continue with the gold since that's what we had. A little gold star right here, and a little dot in here, just to kind of play that up. Alright guys, thank you so much Die Press for sending these items for review. I hope you like, I mean it's a quick card, really easily done, and then just decorate a little bit here and there so that word joy really pops. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.